Great afternoon, great evening, great afternoon, great evening, MWR family. Welcome to our training. I'll have the privilege to represent Dr. G.W. Parker and myself, who we're actually going to train together tonight. Just keep him in our prayers. He's going through some sort of health issues. So he contacted me. He says, Fernando, you're going to have to run the ship on your own. I know we run it as captains, but now you're going to have the opportunity to be able to run it and do what you do, which is help our community of MWR. Richard Greer, how are you, my friend? Great to see you here. Well, great evening, everyone. Please feel free to introduce yourself. Let us know where you're connecting from, and get everyone plugged in. And then I see here Mr. Gibbs. How you doing, sir? Great to see you here.
Outstanding. How are you, sir?
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, great to have you here. Keep plugging everyone in. I see Leticia just chimed in from, I think she's from Arizona, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, it's great to be here with each and every one of you. That's what I'm talking about. Now it's starting to load up. All right. So great to have you all here. Jameson, I see your camera open too. So feel free to open your camera up. This is a training. We're going to go over a basic training in getting started right, where eventually, our company is putting something together. I'm not going to talk about the entire surprise that they have, but it's something very systemized, very simple, very duplicatable. But tonight we put something together to finalize our training. I'm just going to expose where our CEO exposed today in the chat, Telegram. If you haven't read it yet, well, tonight you'll have the opportunity to be able to do so. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are 1 minute after the hour. Get ready to take some notes. Once again, this is Fernando. I've been fortunate to represent this incredible industry for over 31 years. Martha and I actually do this business full time. We don't do anything else but MWR 24/7. And we know basically what it takes to build it. And what we're going to show you tonight is 31 years of experience. We're being recorded, as a matter of fact, but someone is requesting for recording, so we'll do it. We are actually in our channel, Diversified Cash Flow. That's where you can find our recordings. We got all kinds of events there. So anything that you want to go grab from our library, feel free to do so. Okay. So what I will do is I'm going to project a screen, and then I might ask for some participation in the chat. I just want to make sure that we are all in tune with what our intention is of today. Okay, which is duplication. That's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. So if anybody here right now, in the count of three, in the chat, put a fire emoji if you are able to see the screen. I want to see some fire emojis. There we go. Perfect, perfect. The emojis are loading up. Great, great, great. Appreciate you guys. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get started with our training of tonight. I love what we do. And actually, I've been privileged and fortunate enough to be able to represent this industry full time since June of 1995. I've been a part of two other companies prior to our company, MWR, and you're going to see exactly what I was able to learn in those two previous companies. And I'm implementing it here in our third one, which is getting started right. So getting started right, it's something that is very basic, but a lot of us, really need to grab a hold of what I'm going to talk about tonight so you can see how basic this is, how simple and how duplicatable it is, so you can run with full force and high speed to the compensation plan. And I'm pretty sure everyone that is here today getting trained obviously wants to make serious money with our platform. So getting started right in MWR, how to build it once and keep it for a lifetime. See, when you see phrases like this, it's got to, you got to connect with it. And actually, sometimes it takes a little bit of time to be able to put thoughts together because the industry is so well proportioned and developed for us to generate big income. But because of the investment being so little, a lot of us, including myself, when I started in the industry, we take things for granted. Okay. And that's the reason why most of us, when we start something, it's hard for us to finish it because the commitment and the compromise of the investment is very minimal. All right. So So we're going to show you how to build it once and keep it for a lifetime. All right, so let's get going here. All right, so the reality of this industry, and I'm going to give you some heads up on the industry so you can start seeing where you are and where you're headed. All right, so the retention is a real skill. So in order for us to retain, we got to develop the skills to retain teammates. Most people quit within the first 12 months. So if we put the numbers together of our math in business, most people will quit within the first 12 months. No matter what platform they're in, it's a number that has been tested. You can look it up. Right now, we got so many ways to find information. You can actually go to Google or you can go to ChatGPT, and it'll give you the exact figures. And our tools allow us to be able to customize our MWR growth. If you go to ChatGPT, let them know what position you have right now, exactly what we do, and it's going to customize for you the understanding of what it will take for you to maximize the compensation plan. So by 5 years, only 10% remain. Very few ever reach 10 years. Why? Not because of lack of potential. It's lack of structure, clarity, and duplication. Let me bring you back to my little short story here of when I started in the industry. One of the things that my mentor told me was, and he asked a question, as a matter of fact, in a room. I was 24 years young, and I was sitting all the way in the back in one of the trainings, and there were about 200 of us in the trainings. And then he asked, how many of you, the title there, the dream title position was a regional vice president. How many of you want to become a regional vice president? Okay. Everybody rose their hand. Out of 200 people, 210 rose their hands, right? They went like this. So when he said that, he goes, put your hands down now. And we all put them down. And he goes, you want me to be honest with you? And that was my first initiation of commitment. Only two of you are going to make it to regional vice president. See, remember, I'm showing you how to get started right. This is tonight's training, but we got to start like this. So when he said that, I go, I'm going to be one of those two. And this is what he said afterwards. He said, if you come to every Tuesday and come back every Saturday for the next 5 years, you're going to be one of those two. I said, I wrote it down. I kept it within me, in my heart, in my mind, and I said, I'm going to stick to it for 5 years. And I did everything possible. Remember, I was a plumber working too many hours for so little money. I was tired of it. 72 hours per week dedicated to that. So I said, I'm gonna show first myself that I want out of my job, and I'm gonna commit to the plan. In as little as 1 year and a half from starting in that company, I was doubling almost part-time what I was doing full-time in my job. June of 1995, I decided to quit my job. Okay. And this is where everything begins, because his wife told me once in another training, she goes, Fernando, you got to think of your business 5 years down the road. Don't make any decisions of your uncomfortness of growing your business, not thinking about your 5 year game plan. I follow everything to the T, and I commit to a 5 year game plan. And it felt like forever. But you know what? One day I was disappointed, and I go, mentor, right? Her name, Sandy, that was her name. I said, listen, this is pretty tiring. I can't get to people. I can't get through people. I don't know. I just feel like quitting. And she goes, remember what I told you a few weeks ago? I want you to look back, she said, and think about what you just said. So you mean to tell me you're only getting started and you're now wanting to quit the business? I said, yeah. Well, what are you going to go back to? So you mean to tell me you don't want to commit to a 5 year game plan and you'd rather go back to a 40 year game plan where you came in saying that you were sick and tired of working too many hours for so little money? And I said, wow, she's absolutely right. I got to commit to my path. And I said, okay, thank you so much for allowing me to think about my 5 year game plan. And I thought about my five year game plan. I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, within a 5 year time frame, the two people that rose their hands, and I remember the other lady's name is Lourdes Jimenez, her and I became regional vice president We got the ring, and everybody that was there ended up quitting. Another thing that I learned from my mentor was on big events, he goes, when we have big events, I want you to take pictures of everyone in the groups. And you're going to start seeing new faces all the time. But then you're going to go back and see the few faces that sustain the process. And I learned that too. And it was so true. So I started to figure things out that we all want to win, but we're not really committed to paying the price. Okay. So this is why this is so important for you to understand how to get started right. Okay. The next step, industry outlook. One, build your list of contacts. And I know that you always hear that, and it's something that we hear all the time. You got to build your list of contacts. And I don't mean just build your list of contacts or building your list of contacts. There's a reason why you have to build a list of contacts. And let me take you back what I did in September. Back in September, I rebuilt a new list of contacts. I went through my phone and I had more than 3,000 numbers that I had talked to for a long time. And I said, I'm going to go back. And normally, ladies and gentlemen, we start from letter A, right? And maybe we might get stuck on letter B or letter C. Well, that's what I was doing for a while. And I said, why don't I start from the letter Z and start rebuilding my list of contacts? That's exactly what I did. And I kid you not, you look back at my numbers, and no one lets me lie here. Mr. Brian House knows about my business. I kid you not, we ended up sponsoring, including teams and all that, probably about 25 people from September until now, building teams, bringing customers and all that. So that's why you got to constantly build your list of contacts and build new ones. Growing your list, your business runs on conversations, okay? And you got to constantly be running your business on conversations. It's good to post, it's good to share. But if you're not running conversations behind the scenes, where you're having conversations on Messenger, WhatsApp, phone calls, having a heart-to-heart conversation, okay? Start somewhere and launch your business. So here are some of the things that I'm going to teach you, and we're going to go back into launching businesses. Sunday nights is when we were doing it with Dr. G.W. Parker, but we're going to re-engage back. We say we're going to do it after New Year's. So if you are thinking and considering of launching your business or relaunching your business, launch your business or relaunch your business once again. And then we talk about form. So let me tell you what we need to do behind the scenes so you can have, so you can know what Martha and I do every single day. What we do every single day behind the scenes, we do a lot of exposures through social media, create videos, do this and do that. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of work. We're working with our clients, we're working with some of our teammates, but we are also working with contacts using the acronym FORM, constantly talking about family, occupation, recreation, and motivation. So what do? As soon as I get a chance, I go to my Facebook page, and you know what are some of the things that I do? I start wishing everyone a happy birthday. I don't know how many of you guys do that, but I do that every single morning. I look for ways to wish someone a happy birthday. You know what they do when I wish them a happy birthday? And I like to do it a lot in Messenger. I have a reason to do that, is because we're talking about their special day. And people like to be talked to about something special, and they feel appreciated about the conversation. A lot of times they tell me, thank you. I appreciate you for taking the time and wishing me a happy birthday. So behind the scenes, a lot of things are happening. And that's why I've been able to enjoy the process for 31 years, because I work on building relationships and I do exposures, yes, but I am more actively involved in conversations behind the scenes. So you can talk about family. Maybe if you look at your friends' profiles, social media right now is so open, give them a like. If they have a picnic picture, maybe they took a little recreational time or some sort of a recognition on their occupation. If we can get some help on getting people in, please. Thank you so much. Occupation or family, maybe they had a family gathering. Christmas, I did a lot of hellos. for Christmas, a lot of hellos for New Year's. So you got to consistently continue to work your list of contacts. All right. And very unfortunate, lots of people they don't build a list of contacts. They have no activities, no activity, no results. Okay. For that number 10, it was part of the original PowerPoint, but here's the bottom line was why a lot of people fail. They don't build a list. They don't create activity and they have no results. I can guarantee you, if I spend a day with you and I can find out what is it that you're doing in MWR, I can assure you, and I've been guilty of that, you might not be working your list, or you're probably promoting, but you're not having conversations. See, you got to understand one thing. If you're not having any conversations daily, you're not growing your business. All right. So people don't quit the business, they quit running out of people to talk to. And there's no way that that can happen if you know that you are first going to compromise with working with the people that are closest to you, even if they reject you. It doesn't matter. But at least you did something brave. Once you're out of that list, then the fun list begins. Because now is when you start to become creative and start to creating exposures and trying to connect with people by having conversations with them. Okay. So this is very crucial. This page right here. All right. So the first thing is work your list, launch your business as quick as possible. The other thing that we got to do is get to know your back office. Activate your services. Okay. We got the monthly rewards that gives us $150 right out of the gate. The minute that you enroll, if you click on monthly rewards, you're going to see that you have $150, which is money that is going to go back to your pockets if you activate my rewards. There's more than 100,000 stores that you can have access to, that you can save $5 here, $10 there. And since we do traditional spending, we go to Costco, order pizza, we go to the movies. My rewards already has a guarantee $150 to put back in your pocket. And you know the cool thing about this? Those 150 don't go away. Like when you have your bank app, in my bank pack app, it tells me I got 5 days, I got 7 days. Right here, they roll it over for the following month. Okay, so activate services. If you have credit challenges, activate your credit restoration. If you want to get your taxes, looked at past 3 years, or activating your income pay raise by activating your W-2 and your home-based business, you have access to do that. All right. Rewards, monthly bills. What else? Eliminating your debt, precious metals, keys to home ownership. We got plenty of services that you can actually click on every tab in your back office, and you got to do the procedures of just activating your services. That's exactly what Martha and I did. The first thing that we did, I'll be honest with you, we activated our e-wallet because we came in here to make money. That was the first thing that we did. Activated our e-wallet, all right, which is how you get your deposits transfer over to your bank account. And then right after that, we started to activate the services. Now that we have precious metals, I'll give you a tip here. If you don't want to pay your $159.95 a month, use your rewards to save money, but refer 3 customers. If I were you, what I would do, ask me what I would do once I start saving my money from not paying my membership, put it back in precious metals. Start working on your residual income in addition to your passive income. The difference between residual income and passive income is your residual income is attached to the membership that we sell and we promote and we service people with. Precious metals is attached to an asset. Rental agreements is attached to an asset, which is passive income. So passive income attached to an asset, residual income attached to the membership. All right. So now that we have this, now you're moving ahead because you're working on your list of contacts. You're actually activating your services. So within a 30, 60, 90-day game plan of a commitment of doing these little details, I guarantee you, you're going to start to arise in the compensation plan. Everything's going to start to work on your favor. All right. And that's what Martha and I have been able to enjoy. That's why in 31 years, I have done my due diligence to be able to maximize the compensation plan. And I have given myself a 3 to 5 year game plan to make things work to perfection. Okay, so I've been in this we have been in this company for 3 years and 8 months. So you know what? We've been here through the entire process of all this time, and we have been committed. Since we started it, we started with a weekly agenda training, which is a training that we brought from our practice company. And we do this. Now I can't wait for what our CEO is going to do by putting this incredible system together. We can enjoy what we're about to enjoy, which is something very duplicatable. I mean, we have never seen anything that is being projected to be achieved, because I saw some things behind the scenes, and it's going to be so incredible, guys. It's going to be so incredible. Right now, I'm telling you, your business is going to take off in 2026. Now, another key thing that I've learned through time is plugging into weekly events. We grow from event to event. Okay, right now we got 27 participants. Let me tell you, and let me just kind of share with you why this number is so magical to me. I believe in numbers, and we have a magical number today, which is the number 27. All right, and I actually add the numbers, and I divide the numbers. So the formula for prosperity, you might think I'm crazy, it's number 9. And this training right now is got 2 plus 7 equals 9. That number 9 is magical. So what's going to happen tonight? I can assure you, we're going to explode these numbers. All right. I want you to look back and see what you read here. Plug into weekly trainings and weekly events. The objective of each and every one of us that have a mission is to grow the participation to 50 people. If you don't have 50 people right now, become a team player and say, we're 27. Tomorrow we're going to have another event, or Wednesday we're going to have another event. I'm going to bring 2-3 people so we can become 50 as a team. And I played those numbers on my first rodeo, because this is what my mentors told me. Once you bring 50 people between you and your team, you're going to become a regional vice president. I said, okay. And there were Tuesday nights where I would go pick up guests and they wouldn't show up. They wouldn't even open up the door so I could go pick them up in my car or have them follow me to the appointment, to the meeting. They wouldn't even open up the door. I got frustrated, but I knew that I was focused for 5 years, and that even if it took me 5 years to bring 50 people, I committed to a 5-year game plan. You know what happened in those 5 years? I became a regional vice president, and the majority of the people in the room were a part of the team that I was building. So that was the game plan. And then teach your team to do exactly the same thing. Now, I want to take you back to the days that I built. We had to drive. We had to show up to a meeting. We had to come face to face. And you know how hard that was to be able to get people to leave their kids behind with a babysitter? It was very hard. Right now, you just gotta click and plug in 50 people. It's a walk in the park nowadays. In my practice company, when the pandemic time hit, we were having live events. We had meetings of maybe 30, 40, 50, 100 people, right? Consistently. But when the pandemic times came, everything changed. And I said to my wife, what are we going to do now? We're normally traveling. We're normally, meeting people face to face. Well, we ended up starting with a Zoom. The same Zoom number that I have now is the same Zoom number that we used back in 2020. We got to the point, ladies and gentlemen, in that practice company, we built an organization more than 21,000 people strong, being 13 years in the company, okay? 21,000 people strong, and we were able, on this same Zoom number, to grow our numbers all the way up to 1,000 people. 1,000 people. I mean, Zooms were crazy because everybody wanted to meet. Everybody wanted to have a conversation. So our business exploded. Our income exploded with something difficult. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, what I'm giving you is an assignment for all of us to grow to 50 people. There's a magical number to the number 50. It tells me to become a regional vice president. By the time we become 50, people are going to start to get promoted. And we've had 50, 55, 56, but we got to be consistent with the numbers. Okay, so plug into weekly events, and don't forget that we grow from event to event, and we do have a weekly agenda. So grow your participation to 50 plus. Join weekly business receptions and grow weekly trainings. All right. So just think about the numbers. Okay. So I want you to visualize, and that's why I chose this picture here. There's 52 participants. Visualize this being your team right here, and you watch how your income will begin to rise. I guarantee you, with numbers like this, from your participation, you're going to be quitting a lot of the other things that are probably supplying you with some income right now. And you're going to be right now, at least you're going to be a regional director with these numbers, or maybe already the rank earner. The 50 number is a magical number, ladies and gentlemen. So right now, as a team, let's huddle and let's become 50 together, and then grow from 50 to 100. This past 3 weeks, we increased the numbers of the capacity of our Zoom. We brought it down to 100 from the practice company to now 100, but it's back to 300. It's back to 300. I have one of our new leaders that challenged me. He goes, "Hey, let's grow to 300 or 500, whatever the next step is in Zoom." I said, "Perfect. We did it." So now we have it. All right. So we got 300 seats. Next, duplicate the system. Success is repeated, not reinvented. All right. And the cool thing about being a repeated business is you don't have to reinvent the wheel. What our CEO is putting together with his entire corporate team, Mike Randolph and Damo Tolson, they're going to show us the simple steps to do. All right. And then once we learn the basic steps to do, we're going to teach those steps. As we teach those steps, we're going to repeat the steps. Simplicity scales complexity, kills duplication. We want to be able to attract people that have simple, basic jobs to CEOs, doctors. It doesn't matter. That's the system, and that's what systems do. Duplication. Systems allow us to save yourself time, energy, and money. And I'm telling you, MWR has been so incredible to us for the past 3.5 years. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to grow to massive numbers. What they're doing right now behind the scenes, it's lots of work. And believe me, they're about to launch that new platform. They're just doing all the final touches. When that takes place, everything that we do is going to be all uniform. And we're going to simplify, see who wants to duplicate and not. Why? Because we're going to monitor everything through our entire teams. That's a dream come true in terms of a system in place, okay? All right, next. Okay, here we go. This is not going to be a long training, ladies and gentlemen. And I call this the major three. Let me take this in order so we're not confused. There we go. Let's start with that. Why retention drops, three main reasons people quit. All right, we need to know these things, and that's why we call this training Getting Started Right. The three most important reasons why people quit. Number one is no daily activity. So I want you to do yourself a favor tonight. Before you go to sleep, I want you to go to your phone. Okay. And I want you to go from letter A through letter Z. And I would love for you to put letter A through letter Z on paper. Why am I asking you to do that? Because I've done that and I continue to do it. Number two, no clear system. I'm already telling you, the system that is about to be launched, my God, run right now. Start participating with your list of contacts, because when that takes place, you don't want to go through the situations that lots of people are going through now, that silver's going through the roof. Our CEO anticipated this. Our corporate leaders anticipated the growth of silver. We're telling you, the system that is about to launch, you better get ready on your surfing board. Get ready, because the wave is going to take off. And the more people you're able to have at your disposal to use the system, you're going to thank me for tonight's meeting and training. You'll remember this conversation, just like my mentor that I talked to you about earlier, conversations that really impact your life. The other thing is no strong connection. I'm telling you, the connection has been amazing, but the connection now is going to be way much more stronger, because we're not going to be in a blind alley. We're going to see everything through the entire organization that you're going to build. Everybody You'll have access to see their activities, their prospects' activities. You're going to be able to monitor everything so clear. And you're going to have also a CRM. You're going to know exactly what John's going to do or going to be doing, what Bob, what Peter's doing, what Mary, because you're going to see it in your pipeline. You're going to get a notification, just like you do when we enroll marketing directors. You get a notification as an upline. We're going to have that with your traffic, all right? Excitement fades, system sustains. See, so these are things that are detrimental to your business. So no daily activity, no clear system, no strong connection. Excitement fades, system sustain. All right. So we're going to prevent a lot from that to happen with this new system. The long-term winner formula. This is the formula that I signed up for 31 years ago. Listen, those who last do this. Build their list daily. Stay plugged into the trainings. Use systems. Duplicate consistently. Think years, not months. So I want you to think about where you're going to be 5 years from now in MWR. Where are you going to be 3 years from now in MWR? The compensation plan looks so amazing on paper. But where are you going to be at in the compensation plan 3 to 5 years from now? You got to think years, not months. Oh, hold on. All right. And then the final message here is final message. MWR works for those who work the system. Start right, stay consistent, duplicate simply, retention equals leadership, build it once, build it right, and build it for the long term. That's why when we started 3.5 years ago, we came in with a huge crowd. Okay. And I guess we ended up signing up some big numbers. But it doesn't matter who you enroll. At the end of the day, what really matters is the more people you're able to enroll, the quicker you'll be able to find the leaders among the people that you enroll. At the beginning of my training, you saw the numbers. 5 years, only 10% stay, 90% quit. 10 years, a handful of leaders stay. And I want you to be those handful. Where 10 years from now, we can be having a conversation in the beaches of the world, looking back and say, man, do you remember those conversations we used to have? See, these are the stories we're talking about. And if you want to study the life of the people that are the wealthiest people in the world, there's 800 people that are controlling $7 trillion of the money in the US. And then there's the rest of us that are controlling, I think it's $4 trillion. The rest, only 800 leaders are controlling most of the money in the economy. Why? It's not because they're lucky. It's because they become relentless and they think long term. Elon Musk tried to do a little bit of the side of more of politics. He lost about $150 billion right out. Came back into the business world. He's close to being a trillionaire after losing $150 billion estimated starting the year. Why that happens? Because I guarantee you, he applies the long-term thinking winner formula, and also starts right, stays consistent, duplicates simply, retention, everything. He applies all those principles in his life. And that's all we got to do here. With the vehicle that we have, the brand of our vehicle, I was telling my wife, I said, can you believe the brand of our vehicle is called, its brand, Make Wealth Real? It's like talking about a Rolls Royce, Mercedes, Lamborghini, the name Make Wealth Real. And then we have the vehicle that you can go at full speed all the way up to $15,000 per day. There's nothing out there like this. Remember, this company has been around since 2017. When my wife and I pulled the trigger on it, we looked at the history of the company. We came in 2022. The company had already been in business since 2017. That was 5 years. We were looking for the 5-year company. And then we saw who the CEO was. Once we saw who the CEO was, I said, I like him. I've known him for a very long time. I've seen him from a distance. I've never talked to him, but I saw him in 2005 doing well in business. Now he's got this company. I said, wow. And then I saw the compensation plan. And I said, what? And I even asked Dr. G.W. Parker, Dr. G.W. Parker, the company pays guarantee income? He said, yeah. I said, I've never made guarantee income before. I made a ton of money, but not guarantee income. You mean to tell me the company pays, and back then they were paying $8,600 per day. The company exploded, and guess what? Our CEO said, let's bring it up to $15,000 a day. That blew my mind away. And you know what? Since day one, since we came in, we get our deposits every single day, nonstop, 7 days a week, 365 days per year. All right. And yeah, we have the best vehicle. So make wealth real. It's definitely the real deal. Okay. So message from our CEO, and then we'll open up the microphones to have a little conversation if you guys want to share anything. So here we go. We have so much to look forward to, and the best is yet to come. Here's powerful reminder as we move forward. There is no future in the past. Success doesn't come from replaying all mistakes or staring in the rearview mirror. It comes from learning, letting go, and moving forward with purpose. And let's be real, haters are everywhere, but their opinions aren't obstacles. They're fuel. When they go low, we go higher. Why? Because massive success silences negativity every time. Remember this, the only people who try to pull you down are usually the ones frustrated with their own results or bad choices. Take, take it as a compliment. It means you're growing, stretching, and heading somewhere they're not willing or able to go. Keep your focus forward, keep building, keep winning. Your future is so bright. You're going to need sunglasses. I love that. Don't look back. Let's have some fun today, making, saving, and growing our income and assets. P.S. Stay tuned and plugged in. Big things are happening and coming your way. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the message of our CEO today. And this is pretty much how we're finalizing our training. I'm telling you, the more we stay together as a family and as a team, I want for all of us to travel the world together and enjoy the beaches of the world, where we can look back and say, remember those pioneering days when the company was transitioning, they were putting systems together, they put together rental agreements with precious metals. Look how much we're enjoying our lives. So there's lots of happening behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned in, because lots of people are going to start looking at this business. But the question becomes, who are they going to go into business with? All right. So if anybody has anything that you want to share before we leave, by all means, the cameras are open, microphones are open. You guys have been incredible team partners, participating silently without having us to close the muting buttons and the camera buttons. So anybody, please feel free to raise your hand, open your microphone, and let me know what you're taking with you today.
Good evening from College Park, Georgia, sir. Excellent.
Richard, my friend, how are you?
Always wonderful to be refreshed and rebirthed, re-educated. And you do an excellent job on bringing us back up to where we need to be. Thank you.
Richard, it's an honor working alongside with you. I remember when I guess you were one of the first ones that relaunched back with Dr. G.W. Parker. It was a full house. It was an honor to represent that evening, very special evening for you.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure is all mine. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I see Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa.
Hi. I have a question about the points that we gain in our rewards. Can we go and shop in the shop where you can buy the shirts, the cups, and stuff at with the points? You
Yes.
can. Okay, I
Yes,
had been wondering that, and I didn't know how to go by doing it, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, you can actually, when you click on whatever store you want to use your discount for, You can either get a discount directly by doing a pre-order online, or you can actually print the barcode. And if you print the barcode, you bring that barcode with you, they'll scan it, and you get your discount.
Okay. Even in this MWR shop where you buy your T-shirts and your cups and stuff at MWR,
good.
can you use your points for that?
I'm sorry. I misunderstood. No. That's separate. It's another department.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about when you shop online. If you can do a pre-order online, like for instance, ordering pizza or something like that, you could do it.
Mhm.
But for other exclusive things that are in that department, the other one is marketing.
Okay.
Rewards is different. Yes. Cassandra, Cassandra, I think you rose your hand afterwards, or who was it? Yeah, it was you, Cassandra. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Oh, great training, Fernando. You always do an awesome job. I just want to redirect that, yes, and people that who's new, you realize you can go back and update your information. I had to go back in and update our information with, going to our credit restore and all like that. So it's always good to follow back in your back office that you can resubmit your information to them so you can get an update. Um, and I mean, we need to really start going back in our Facebook testimonies and start putting in our testimonies, because people that's coming in, they don't know that you can share your testimony. Even though, like, when we have our presentations, it's good to share a testimony or two. I was able to, me and my husband was able to get an increase in our credit score. So, people need to know, like, it's not just precious metals. We have a whole membership. And so,
Yeah.
it's good to know what all we have and what it can do for us. So I just wanted to put that out there and, let you know that I'm grateful with MWR because it's been nothing but a blessing for me and my family. And, how is it's lining us up for what's to come. We have our precious metals. We have building, funding for our business. So it's a good platform. So I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well, Cassandra, you got a tremendous testimonial on your mortgage and also your diversified cash flow account and things of that nature. Yeah, I remember when I heard your testimony, it blew me away.
Yes. I mean, even now it has, like, it lined us up where we can get our credit scores went up to over 800 points. So we're grateful.
Slim, how you doing, my friend?
What's happening?
Hey, having a good time here getting trained and training.
Yeah. We are sitting up trying to fill out the passport stuff. When you get to traveling, going out the country, you got to have that passport.
Excellent. I know you guys took a trip to Hawaii the other time.
Yeah, but now the family's trying to go to Mexico.
Enjoy your trip, and I guarantee you that's money that you're saving from MWR.
Yeah.
That you use it. Yeah, there you go, to travel them. Good. All right. Anyone else? All right. Well, listen, I know that Jameson, how are you, my friend? Oh, unmute yourself again. Sorry about that.
Yes,
Hey,
I have my
Jameson.
Bluetooth. Can you hear me? I have my Bluetooth hooked up, but can you hear me?
Yeah,
It's okay, or should I take it off?
I think you would sound better without the microphone or Bluetooth.
Give me 1 second to disconnect it.
Right.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Much better.
All right. Oh, of course, now I can't hear you, but that's all right. this is an amazing training. You're laying out the big vision plan, because a lot of times we get so focused on the minute, the day to day, the week to week. And then we get our emotions get tied up into the day or to the week, instead of having the long-term vision, knowing but like you said, your first mentor said it's a 5-year plan. Your second mentor says just keep plugging in, because do you want to go back to what you were doing? I mean, must be a reason. Why are you here at MWR? Why are you looking? What are you coming from that you don't like anymore? And what are you trying to move towards? So if you focus on the long-term vision and keep on plugging into the leaders and listening to their stories and listening to where they were and where they are now, and even like from this past success of 10 years ago, what you did to become successful is always plugging in, focusing on not what's happening now, but what is going to be in the future, and then enrolling people in that vision and helping to keep them focused on their vision, whatever it was that they like when they do that first getting started sheet. Like, what is their vision? What is it that they really wanted out of life? What is it that they want MWR to solve? And focus on that. To focus on that and keep focusing on that and keep on keeping the vision of where you're going to be, everything else starts to fade away, and you don't get the ups and the downs, the ins and the outs. You just keep on focusing, and I think that it was the law of large numbers. I think even Brian House talked about that when we had our Saturday training. We just got to keep focusing, and we're basically cherry picking. We're cherry picking the winners. Basically, we're not looking for everybody. We can't look for everybody because it's not for everybody. The services might be for everybody, but the business is for the ones that really see the vision, really are really sick and tired of being sick and tired, like Dr. Parker says, and focusing on that vision and knowing that's where they're going to go. It's almost like when you're younger and you want to be married and you want to have a family, you have to keep on focusing on that vision and keep on searching for the right person to be your teammate. And then there you go. So it's a similar process. Anyway, this is Jameson. Thank you. I'm kind of dark because I'm in my car. Can't put enough light on in here, but it's me. I'm here. All right. Thank you.
Hey, Jameson, thank you so much. Wow. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, Jameson is one of our readers. And my God, when he reads, it's amazing. He really connects everything that he reads. He knows so much about, finances, precious metals, and all the good stuff. Not only that, but his expertise in regards to the experience of really maneuvering finances properly. So he's got a great testimonial too, as a matter of fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, what can I say? I'm living extremely, 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 extremely excited. I don't know, I can't stand it. I can't wait for all of us to start becoming a part of the incredible testimonials. The company, Cassandra, as a matter of fact, they're putting together an incredible section of testimonies in the new site. So there's going to be way, way, way lots of testimonials from all areas of our services and what we do. Plus, they're launching something real soon that you guys are going to really, really be pretty excited about. So I heard about that today. I had a conversation with Mike Randolph, as a matter of fact, for a good hour. And what a guy to work with, man. That he's got his heart in his hand and he loves what we do. Our vice president of our company, Mr. Mike Randolph, an incredible leader. I felt today for the first time, because I've always talked to him, but not heart to heart like today. And I really felt that I got to know him. I see him like a brother now, because what he brings to the table for all of us, ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes, he's doing a lot of work with Mr. Brian House, Mr. Andamo Tolson. They're just putting this company together for all of us to become successful. So all I can say is, let's make sure that we become a part of the testimonies that the company is putting together. Activate your services, grow your ranking on the compensation plan, because we need to hear your story and your testimony. And we know for a fact, and we're praying for each and every one of you guys to sustain the process, because being 31 years in this industry has allowed me to appreciate time freedom. See, the industry spoils you so much that once you really, really explode your business, you're going to say, Fernando, you were absolutely right about that. That's why when I was in my 2 practice companies before, I took a leave of absence because it was a difficult time of making so much money and making a misuse of my money. From 25 to 35, we spent all our money. We were making a lot of money and we thought it was going to be like that for life. But losing all that put me in my mind that I probably wasn't good enough, even though we made a lot of money. But I went back for 5 years of being broke because I didn't save and invest my money. So those 5 years really taught me well because I tried going back to a job. And you know what I said? I don't qualify for a job anymore because the industry has spoiled me so much and they have paid me so much money. I just got to go find the vehicle again, hop on and make a better use of my efforts and my money second time around. We did that for 13 years. We invested every dollar that we made, no luxurious things. Company went under. So guess what we did? We made a smooth transition to MWR. It allowed us to align ourselves with something bigger and greater. And that's why we are here now. And it has been the best decision Martha and I have ever made. And finding you guys as being a part of our family, we love each and every one of you. We do. And we appreciate each and every one of you. All right. And we can't wait for all of us to win together so we can enjoy all the beaches in the world. All right. So, Lynn, I guess you're going to close us up.
No. I was going to say, just listening to you, Fernando, when you say the industry has spoiled us, because Hirsch and I, we've been here for a time. I don't think necessarily, and not to refute what you're saying, I don't think the industry has spoiled us. It has allowed us to understand that we have options in life. And once we're stretched, we just can never go back.
Exactly, Lynn. I like the way you phrase that. You're absolutely right.
So I'm grateful to be here
Wow.
with you guys. And when you paint the vision as far as where we're going to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, I remember when I had my consultation fund with 360 and Butch in all his authenticity, he said, I don't know why we're not filling stadiums. So, I mean, we should really truly be thinking on that level to understand what we truly have. You know, one person made the comment, it's not for everyone. It truly is. And I just get so, I released it. But when I hear people, okay, I'm talking to them about opportunity, I'm like, you're missing it. You're truly missing it. Yes, we have an opportunity, but it's so much larger than that. Whether the person's making $5,000 a month or $5 million a month. The majority of the individuals have never been taught these wealth principles. And we take for granted way too often the name of this company, Make Wealth Real. Not only is that the intent, but we have the vehicle. So I, like you, I mean, Hirsch and I, we have blown 7 figures, but now when I sat before this for the first time, I said, I can go ahead and make up for everything that I've lost in the past. He never promised when, but I know it's going to be right on time. So thank you guys.
Lynn, thank you so much. Wow, I really appreciate that. I like always to see your participation, open camera. You know, you're very paying attention to all the details. We thank you so much, Lynn, for always being here with us in our trainings and presentations. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap up right now. I want to wish you guys a good night. I want you to go to sleep thinking that you are already accomplishing your goals and dreams because you want to dream that. So when you wake up the next day, you can start really grinding that list fearlessly. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a good night. Bye now.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you so much.
Awesome training.
Thank you.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.